to quibble about what they say about me, what they call me. I mean, they call me Antichrist, they call me devil, all kind of stuff, wicked. The most recent person I heard calling me wicked is Stan. Now, I want to signal to Stan that Stan now is putting his head out there as a political opponent of the Antigua and Barbuda Labour Party. You're going to get a chop off, because me personally going to chop it off. And I'm speaking figuratively here. This is not about violence. This is about a political response. So here's Stan Richards, Megatron, blaming me for the destruction of the property, the illegally constructed property for the young men, which DCA said that they had complained and said they were doing certain illegal things there right on the defense of a school. And I don't have any basis to deny that what DCA said was correct. DCA even published a statement to that effect. And if DCA would have given them, approval to operate a small facility to sell fruit and vegetables, and they decided to build a bigger structure, and was involved in a lot of noise pollution and were doing certain illegal things, then, I notice I said if, then who am I to go and condemn DCA? But here's Stan Richards holding me personally responsible when neither me nor even the minister, and I'm not aware that any member of the cabinet had any knowledge that DCA was going to take this action to demolish that building. And I don't think that's because DCA wanted to put these people out of business. But again, they're right on the defense of a primary school, and if certain illegal activities were taking place, then clearly DCA would have been in its right to demolish the structure. But there are always people who want to come with their political spins and to use these issues to undermine others. So here's the situation. I had no knowledge of it. I would have, suggested, look, maybe we can find an alternative. Some of us could even put up some money and help them to rebuild. So we're not even condemning these young men. We recognize too that there's some legitimacy to what they're doing, in that they're also trying to make a living. And we have no difficulty with that. That is why we have the entrepreneurial fund and so on in place, in which we are providing opportunities for funding for young people. I see too that in Parham that the candidate hopeful for St. Peter, Ron Turner, he has put together a beautiful vendors park facility for the people of Parham. The cabinet has recently agreed to fund it. So those youngsters can get one of those, even if we have to give them for free, based on the fact that, they had a facility that was demolished. But for Megatron to tell the nation that I am so wicked, and on that basis that the people should not vote for me, then Megatron is becoming involved in parties and politics, and is putting his big ugly head we can't pass. And as I'm telling him that he'll get it chopped off. I mean, here's Megatron, who a few years ago did not have a job and lobbied me to intervene at APUA, even though APUA had no vacancy. And I would have called up the general manager and the minister on several occasions and literally forced him into APUA. Obviously, his representative was also encouraging me to do likewise. So based on the representation of his representative, and he himself, who used to message me on a daily basis, we got him into APUA. Then he wasn't satisfied. He then decided that they're not paying him enough money. So he came and he pushed again that he wanted an increase. And I believe they gave him an increase. Then came the vaccination issue. He went out there with his ignorance, playing doctor, playing scientist, chatting a whole heap of ignorance on people's on APU's time. And, we had to push back against him. I think he recognized that they would have lost the anti-vax protests that they tried to mount against our government. So he's not satisfied. So he now decided they come into the political arena. And even though he resigned, the man took back in his uniform or uniforms to APUA and told them that he gave up the job. We took him back. So where's the wickedness? So the fact that he still has a job is as a result of our benevolence. And Megatron thinks that he can shout from on high or low or wherever he's shouting from. And to tell the people of Antigua and Barbuda that they should not support me and that he can support the Antigua Labour Party because I'm a wicked man. Where is the wickedness when one of the most destructive elements in the society, known as Megatron, a most destructive man from the time he was a young man up to this day that you're old man, old and grey and fat. And I'm not trying to use this thing about him, but I mean, these are people in a discipline They don't really look after their own health. They look after themselves, and they just want to take issue with people and tear down decent citizens when they can't have their own way. So, okay, fine. Some people may say, ignore him. But why should I ignore him? If he wants to ally with my opponents and then they put it out WhatsApp and different videos with him ridiculing me, why should I allow him to go and check? I'm not going to say much about him at this point, but if Megatron continues to attack me, I'm going to go after him. And Megatron must also understand that he works with the government and he has to show some degree of, respect. I'm not going to tolerate any disrespect from Megatron. But that is insofar as Megatron is concerned. I mean,